started here in a moment. Thanks for hopping on. As always, 10 a.m. A little bit of time to move around on your mat and just check in with your body and see how you feel. I always give the same disclaimer at the start of each and every practice, and that is that it's important that you take care of yourself. It's important to take care of your body and to realize that every single time you come to your mat, you have a slightly different response. You live in a different body from moment to moment, even though it doesn't always seem that way. Things are probably not going to feel exactly the same today as they did yesterday. Nothing's going to be the same tomorrow, so don't get hung up on all those like shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Just go with it. Go with the flow, literally. Make the adjustments as you work your way through. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you find yourself right in that particular moment, and then it's important then and there to really truly start to listen to your body. Aside from that, if you're practicing somewhere where you know you're going to be a little bit warm, make sure you have some water, towel, all those creature comforts that keep you happy and healthy on your mat. And then aside from that, just breathe whenever possible. That is my one recommendation. If you find yourself frustrated or just a little distracted, feel like you can't check into your practice, it's usually because you're not paying very much attention to your breath. So slow down, breathe whenever you can, whenever you feel the need. Aside from that, here we go. It's kind of a gloomy, rainy Tuesday so far. So we'll use that environment to create kind of a soft, smooth, silky kind of flow today. Putting some emphasis on the upper body, working to open up the shoulders, the chest, upper back. Today I had a request for that, so we'll do a little extra love for the upper body and then see what else we get time for. So let's get started. We're going to begin just lying down on your back in any comfortable position that works for you. So take a moment, get yourself comfortable. I'm going to go turn my little fan on here so that I don't roast to death. I'll be right back. Okay, much better. So come on down. If you want to start with a bend in your knees or your legs out, anything goes. I'm going to try the bottoms of my feet together with my knees open, a little Baddha Konasana, just to see if I can convince my hip flexors and my low back to loosen up a little bit. But you start where you're comfortable. Close your eyes. And then just take a few soft, easy breaths in and out. Start to become aware of the weight of your body. Let it be okay for your muscles and your bones to feel heavy and relaxed. Soften up the small places where you hold on to tension. The corners of the eyes, the corners of the mouth, the cheekbones, the jaw, sides of your neck. as you feel your body continue to relax, start to notice as well the gentle rhythm of your breathing. You don't necessarily have to change anything about your breath just yet. Simply become aware of what you feel. Aware of the sensation of your body moving along with your breath, rise and fall through the chest and belly. You're welcome to take your hands and just rest them on your ribs. So that you can connect physically to your breath. So in the practice of yoga, we treat breath like energy, because that's exactly what it is. It's just pure energy. It's what we run on, right? When you run out of energy, you run out of breath, then you run out of life. So as you lie here for a moment, just turn your brain over to the idea of thinking about your breath like energy, like pure 100% energy. For your mind, for your body, for your soul. And that will encourage you to make your breathing even deeper. Let it start to infuse your bloodstream. Make its way throughout your body. You can also use your breath to conserve energy, right? Think about it that way. By smoothing out your inhales and exhales, you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to expend so much energy here. So just try a few more. Smooth, steady inhale. Slow, deep, satisfying exhale out. 2 more times. Breathe in. And this is why it makes sense that when we refer to breathing in yoga class, we call it pranayama, right? Because prana means energy, and yama means restraint or control. So you're just learning how to control the energy in your body by using your breath. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale completely. And when you're completely empty, let your eyes flutter open. And now just keep that smooth breath coming as you start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, depending on what shape you're making on your back. And begin to move your body in a way that seems natural and appropriate from there. So if you need to draw your knees together, if you need to maybe just start to swish the hips, the knees, the legs from side to side. It might feel nice to stretch your arms up overhead with your first little morning stretch and yawn. Eventually, we're going to meet up in Avanasana. It's wind relieving pose. So with a flat back on the ground, you take both knees up and just give a little squeeze. Hold on to your shins or wherever it's comfortable for you. pull in just enough to create some heat along the inner creases of your hips and your low belly. And rock across your low back, rolling over your kidneys and your adrenal glands here. And then you can even start to guide your kneecaps around in just some soft little circles. A couple times clockwise. And a couple times counterclockwise around the other way. And after all that feels good, then let your arms fall back open out away from your sides. Let's let both knees come to the right. Starting with a nice spinal twist here. As the knees fall heavy, let your upper body start to relax more and make a little adjustment. Just scooch your shoulder blades around a tad so that it really feels like you can open your chest, and you might even get both shoulder blades to touch the mat. If not, it's no big deal, no problem. Just stay where you're comfortable, stay where you can breathe. If you feel like kicking that top leg out a little bit, run your right hand up and down the back side of your leg and just squeeze that line of muscle that runs between each hamstring and down to your calves. And then slowly, on your next breath in, bring the knees together again. Use your core here. Lift up and go through center. Inhale. Drop everything over to the left. Readjust your chest, shoulders, so that you can lay back into that twist comfortably. Maybe you kick the right leg out. Anytime it feels natural to let your eyes close once again, go right ahead and do so. Oftentimes, closing your eyes reminds you to relax the muscles of your face. Reminds you to find that smooth, steady breath once again. One more full cycle of breath in and out. And then let the knees slide back, stacked on top of one another as they come through center. Reach up, pull in one last time. And then from here you can rock and roll up. Or if you'd rather, just take it to one side and press yourself up from there. We're going to come around to find each other in a comfortable sukhasana. It's just an easy cross-legged pose. So as you come up, one shin in front of the other. We'll start with a little floor sequence here as our warm-up this morning. Quick sip of water. So, in this configuration, you've got one shin in front of the other, and then look down and kind of put your heels so that they're stacked as well. And what that means is that your knees are going to be out here wider than your hip bones. So we don't want to be in a real tight cross leg, a little bit wider. There you go. I'm just assuming you guys made that adjustment, right? Walk your hands out in front, and then you'll feel a good place to kind of stop and breathe. Once you've got enough stretch in your outer hips and your low back, stay with that. Soften your elbows. Drop your head down, maybe even get those elbows to rest all the way down on the ground. It's okay to have a rounded back here. In fact, it's preferred that you round your spine. We'll just breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly walk the hands in, roll and stack your way up to sit tall, and then take your hands around behind your back. Once you're upright, lock your fingers together. Pull your knuckles down towards your tailbone, roll your shoulders back, shoulder blades come together. Hold it with me here, just drop your right ear. Roll the chin down to the chest, pull the navel to the spine. Left ear over toward the left shoulder, stretch comes up the right side of your neck. And the head comes back up to center. Release, the arms are gonna come up and overhead now. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Take a little side body stretch, look up underneath your left arm. If that feels good, stay right there. Otherwise, bend deeper into your left elbow and grab the elbow with your right hand and pull even further. Now getting really deep up and underneath your rib cage. As you release that, we're going to swing left hand around to the right knee, right hand behind you. Take a little twist to your right. Swing that around to the left. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. All the breath out as you twist. Back around through center. Pause right here. Just take your hands out in front like you're reaching for me. You're going to rock back a little bit. Lift your legs up to boat for a second. And then as you set them back down, put the other shin in front. Even things out. Walk your hands back out in front. Find that stretch right out here. Booty and the outer hips is what we're aiming for. Rotator group. Round through the spine. Let your head drop down. Do some deep breathing right there. Three, 2, and 1. Slowly, gently walk it back up. Again, once you're sitting up tall, hands go around behind. Second side grip if you want to change up which thumb goes on top. And again, pull the knuckles down. This time, lift your chin up. Take a little bit more of a heart opening stretch there. Good. Then pull your chin in and down to your chest. And maybe lean forward a little bit, just so that you can lift those knuckles off your spine. Go for a slightly deeper shoulder stretch. It all the way back up. Arms sweep overhead. Left hand grabs the right wrist now, and we'll pull and stretch the right side body. Look up underneath your right arm and breathe. You can stay there, or you can bend at the right elbow. Take that stretch a little bit deeper. So you keep hearing me say, take that stretch a little bit deeper, right? That's just an option. Sometimes we find ourselves deep enough right where we're at, and so it's always okay to just stand your ground, stay where you're at. All right, as we release, swing your right hand around to find your left knee. We'll go left side twist first. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale around, switch it out, lengthen as you look to the right. Exhale, twist. Back through center, hands reach forward, rock back, Navasana, boat pose. Hold it now for 5. We're going to do that sequence 2 more times. 4, and we're going to keep adding on. 3, 2, 1. Now just for everybody's sake, let your legs cross, right shin in front. Just so that we're all on the same page here and I don't confuse myself. Right shin in front of left, exhale, fold all the way out. 1 breath, starting to flow a little bit. Inhale, roll back up, take your hands behind. Pull the knuckles down, lift the chest up. Gaze can lift, or you can roll your head around. Just do a little something that feels good to you. And release. Arms come overhead. Grab your right elbow or wrist with your left hand. Pull and stretch your right side body. And release. Twist to your left. Inhale, twist to your right. Back to center, adding on. Rock forward, keep that right shin where it is, and just extend your left leg out behind you, half pigeon. Make a little adjustment there if you feel like you need to move your shin around a tad. So we're adding on a new pose here. Pull your heart center up, big breath in. Exhale, now walk the hands down. We'll slow down right here just for 5. 4. 3. 2. Find the most melty part of the pose right there on that last deep exhale. And 1. Hands walk their way back in. Plant your palms. Take your first downward facing dog. Back you go. Pedal out your feet a little bit, bend and release your knees. Just do all those things that feel so good in your body. And then join me for your first vinyasa of the morning. Inhale out to a high plank. Now, if you don't like to lower, you don't have to. You can just stay in plank pose. Otherwise, take it halfway or all the way down, your choice. Cobra is a smaller back bend. For strengthening. Up dog's a little bit bigger, more spinal flexibility. And back to downward facing dog. You can always use your knees to help you there. Full breath out, step, hop, or jump through to a seat. Cross your ankles, take it through. Lift your feet right up to Navasana and hold with me for 5. 4, lean back a little bit. You want to feel your core here, right? We're not doing this for nothing. 3, 2, 1. Left shin in front. Cross the legs. Take a stretch forward. Inhale, roll and stack the spine. Pull your navel in. Use your bandhas as you come up. Hands pull around behind. Lock them up. Inhale. Do whatever feels good here. Baddha Hasta variation. Keeping the hands bound for some neck rolls. A little back bend, fold. And release. Left arm comes up. You're gonna grab your wrist or your elbow, pull and look underneath the left side. Exhale, as you let that go, we'll twist to the right. Inhale around, twist to the left. There, starting to get that thoracic spine to unlock. It just got a good crack. Yay! Back to the front. Lift your butt. Keep your left shin in place. Sneak your right leg back. Good. Make a little adjustment if you need to. Ekapata Prajapatisthana. Half pigeon or single-legged king pigeon pose is the true name of this posture. And you get 5 breaths to just sink into it. Two. Find your deepest variation on one. Let your body be heavy in the shape of this pose. And then slowly come up. Don't worry, we're gonna do a longer pigeon at the end. So you'll get that posture again a few times actually. As you press up, take it back to downward facing dog. Use your core. Stretch back, even out the sides of your body. Keep bending the knees, swiveling the heels, all those little things that you like to do. Get them done. And then gaze forward, step hop, jump into a seat and lift your legs to both. Again, 5. We're going through one more time. Continuing to add on. 4, 3, lean back a little bit. Maybe you even want to go all the way down and find that half boat. Get real close to the ground for 2, and then sit back up. On 1. Good. Right shin back in front again. Now, for those of you bendy hip people, if you're starting to feel like you want to stack this leg on top instead, that's okay. We're warmed up enough now. You can do that. You can stack right shin on top. If you're not a real bendy, open-hipped person, then just keep the shin in front. So right in front or right on top. Take it down on your exhale, forward fold. Let's add on right here. We're gonna walk both hands as far to the right as you can for a moment. I know you can't see my hands, but stack your left palm on top of your right, and then just let your forehead drop. So we're really trying to get up and underneath the shoulder blade into this part of the shoulder girdle called the subscapula. This is the culprit of many a shoulder issue, actually. Oftentimes, if things are really tight up in there, you'll start to feel it other places in your shoulder. It's not always presenting in the same spot where you feel the tightness. Walk it around to the left, right palm stacks. Same thing. You're gonna feel your side body, and then all the way up, like right in that little spot where if someone pokes you there, you know, it just sucks. That's the spot. Stretch that out a little bit. Take it back to center. Exhale, fold one more time right there in the middle. Roll up, strong core. Hands go behind. Pull the heart center up, breathe. Lift your gaze for a moment. Big dive forward and down again. Now maybe you can get your forehead all the way to the ground. You feel how your shoulders are really starting to open up. Chest is starting to open up a little bit. And take it all the way back up. Inhale. Keep using that core strength. Bandhas are helping. Right arm comes up. Catch it there. Elbow or the wrist. Look to the right. Stretch. Here comes another new addition. As you release this time, before you twist, swing that right arm across your chest. Grab it with your left elbow, pull. Don't turn to the left. Keep your shoulders forward so that you can really feel the stretch right along that outer seam of your tricep and bicep. And then as you release the pose, you'll just grab your left knee, take that twist. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist around. Let's stay for a couple bonus breaths. One more time. Inhale up. Through the top of your head, breathe. Remember, think about that energy in your body. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Why not? One more time. Inhale, nice and tall. Draw some fresh energy up through the spine. Exhale, let go of something else. Get some old, stale prana out of your body. Good. Around the other way. Sit up tall. There's your first breath in. Exhale, first breath out. Think about rinsing out your spine. Sit taller, breathe in. Exhale, bring it out. One more. Nice big breath. Up to the crown of your head. Exhale it out. And release. Around to the front. Pick up your buns and slide your left leg back. There's your pigeon. Sit tall. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let your forehead tap the ground. Do that 2 more times if you would, please. Inhale, roll up. Slide your hands back, make a back bend. Exhale. Down, tap your forehead to the ground. One more time, up you go. And then instead of a forward fold, just straighten the spine back out. Move your right hand here around to the front so that it's more in the middle of your mat. And then bend that back knee and see if you can find your foot there. So from the side, you're just gonna try to see if you can get a little quad stretch going. Doesn't have to be super dramatic, just enough. If you practice king pigeon and you want to go for that whole posture, that's up to you, but it's certainly not required today. We just want to enjoy a little bit of quadricep, patellar tendon lengthening here. And then release. Here comes your downward facing dog, and this time, send your right leg up high in 3-legged dog. So back you go, the right leg comes up, and then open up your hip. Do anything else here that feels good and inspiring to you. If you're a flip dog person and you want to flip this pose over, you're always welcome to do so. Just remember, treat it like a heart opener and push your heart up really nice and high. Stay with that for a breath or 2. If you're just hanging out in 3-legged dog, maybe do some hip circles, knee circles, twirl the ankle, whatever you like. Flip dogs, you'll come back around and meet us when you're ready. And everybody extend your right leg straight up and back behind you, and then take a step through, find a low lunge. We get a couple new poses here. Drop down onto that back knee. Arms come up on your inhale, Anjaneyasana, kneeling lunge. Reach up and overhead. Palms press here. Exhale, let's twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Breathe. 5. Now if you want to come up off your back knee, always an option, but again, it's not necessary or mandatory, so do what you want. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that knee down if you lifted it up. Everybody release. Hands to the inside of your right foot and wiggle that baby out of the way a little bit. If you want to turn your toes out, that's one option, or you can keep all 5 of your right toes forward, runner's lunge, or deep forward folding, downward facing lunge, Adho Mukha Anjaneyasana. Again, 5 exhales. 3, 4, and 5. Work your way up to your hands slowly. Now listen, you're already on your back knee, right? Yes? So we're just gonna bring the right knee around as well. There's both knees on the ground. Set your hands into position a little bit forward of your shoulders here, and then modified push-ups. Let's do 5. 1, 2. If you don't want to do this part, just take child's pose. 3, because that's what's coming next. 4, 5. Up and back all the way to child's pose. Breathe. Rest here for a moment. And then shift your weight forward, hands and knees. And a couple of cats and cows on your own. Rounding and arching the spine. And then tuck your toes. Take a full down dog for 1 full exhale. Step, hop, walk, or jump all the way through to a seat. We're gonna get it through 1 more time, and then we'll do that nice, juicy pigeon stretch at the end, and call it a day. So, meet me in boat for 5. You can make this as big of a boat or as small of a boat as you want. 4, 3, 2. If you dropped low, you gotta sit back up. 1. Left shin goes in front, or left shin goes on top. Right, so these are the options. Walk the hands out. Fold forward and relax. Notice how much better this one feels than the first one we did, right? How much space you've already created in your hips and your spine, a lot more room in your low back. Maybe even the back of your neck is starting to feel a little looser here. Just swing that out. If your forehead is on the mat or the ground, rock it. Great. And then walk hands to the left. This time you can stack the palms like we did last time, or, let me back up just a tad here. Or, once that left hand is out, you can drop your elbow, take your right arm up, go great big side body stretch. And then turn the chest down, walk it all the way around. Over to the right side, you might stack left palm on top, or maybe you drop your right elbow and you pull the left arm up and look underneath. Where's your breath, right? Close your eyes, find your breathing. It's the most important part. And swing it back to center. Reach out 1 final time. Last time you're gonna be in this pose, so really get every last drop of it. And then roll and stack up. Navel pulls in. Strong core to bring those hands around behind. For the last time, we'll lock them up. Knuckles pull away. You get to choose what feels good to you here, maybe a little bit of everything. And then we'll meet as you release, left elbow or left wrist. Let that go. Come across your body with your left arm, catch it with your right. Keep the shoulders square and pull right across your heart center. Always okay to move your head around a little bit. You can really feel each individual tendon along the sides of your neck start to lengthen out. As you release, just drop that left hand down to your right knee. Sit up tall. Inhale, exhale, twist. 3. Again, look further around behind you on 2. 1 more time. 1. Spin it around the other way. Nice long breath. Sit up. Exhale, twist. So think about all that old, toxic crap just hanging out in your body, right? A lot of toxin actually we do store in the spine. So this is your opportunity to just kind of take all of that and get it out. 2. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Around to the front. Pick up your booty and slide your right leg back. Make a little adjustment if you need to find the shape of the pigeon that works for you. Lift up the heart. Inhale. 3 times, you're going to take a little bow. First one, bow down to yourself, right? To your body, to your mind, to your practice today. Inhale, bring it back up. Good. Second one, we'll bow to each other. And all the way back up, inhale. And then the last one, take a little bow to something that perhaps you consider to be greater than yourself, or maybe just a bow to all beings everywhere, to the world around you, whatever resonates in your mind here. Bring it back up. Move your left hand into the center of your mat so that you don't feel so much like you might tip over here, and then you're going to bend. Remember, reach back and see if you can find your right foot or ankle and just pull your heels slightly closer to your right glute. You don't want to force this stretch. If you've ever accidentally overstretched a quad or pulled a quadricep, it's not very pleasant. So no cranking on that leg. Just gently coax a little bit more if you need it. And if you do need it, do it on the exhalation. 3. 2. 1. Release. As you let the right foot go, you're going to tuck those toes. Set your hands in place. 3-legged down dog, here we come. Lift that left leg up high and send it behind you. Shake it out a little bit. Whew. Let your hip fall open. You can tip the whole pose over for a flip dog if you want. Remember, hips up as high as your heart center. Really get a good push going through the front side of your body there. If you're hanging out in 3-legged dog, do your hip circles. Loosen up the knee, the ankle, all that jazz. Flip doggies, come back around spine for just a breath, and then step through. Here comes Anjaneyasana in the low position. So find your lunge, right knee hits the mat. Arms come up. Turn on your side bodies here. And make sure that you're really using your obliques and intercostals as you rise up, and then behind and below the navel is alive. Ula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, palms press overhead. Make your twist when you're ready, right elbow's gonna hook. Don't be afraid to help that elbow get where it needs to go. You're just gonna get better leverage on your spine that way. Stay here. Parivrita Anjaneyasana. Revolved lunge, or you might pick up that back knee for a slightly bigger hip flexor stretch if you want it. It's 3, 2, and then carefully lower back down if you need to. And as you unwind, hands go inside as you wiggle, walk the left foot out of your way a tad. Toes out. Maybe the heel in if you prefer all 5 toes forward. And maybe just try this. So turn all 5 toes forward for a second. Notice how hard it is to keep equal pressure in your big toe and your pinky toe. You really have to work on pushing down through that whole inner arch. And what you feel there is on the inside, right? That whole inner hip crease all the way up your inner thigh. If you turn your toes out, and then work on getting your elbows down, the stretch moves around to your glutes, piriformis, deeper rotators. So you pick which one you like the best. Get some tension out of your neck and shoulders and jaw. No need to be hanging on to anything there. Just let it all out. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, work your way up to your hands. And remember that we just made that little transfer to the knees. We're already on the right one, so we're just gonna release, pull this one back. If you wanna meet me for 5 push-ups, fantastic. You can do them on your knees, or if you wanna do a full push-up, pick those knees up, take 5 right there. You can plank, or you can take it right back to child's pose and skip all this if you want. 4, 5. We'll all meet in child's pose for a breath or 2. And then shift it up, hands and knees. Little cat and cow before you find your down dog. All right, and then here we go. So from down dog, if you want to make forward pigeon again, the same one we've been doing, you pick which leg you want to do, pull that knee forward, find this pose one more time, and then we're going to go into it for about 2 minutes. If you are not enjoying that pose so much, or you just want to change it up a little bit, you can step, hop, or jump through and roll down onto your back. I'm going to do mine on my back here as well. I'm going to lie down, and then I can cross one ankle over the opposite thigh, lift up, hands go right here through, and there's your supine pigeon. Or you can just cradle this leg, which is what I prefer. I just like to hold on to it and let my opposite leg stretch out. So it's literally just like you picked that pigeon up and went 180 degrees, flipped it over. Same shape, it's just on your back. And I find that I can just get some different sensations here. I like to pull the heel up toward the belly button, see how that feels. Those of you in the forward version, if you want to add a threaded needle or do anything else that works for you, go ahead. We're going to rest here a couple of minutes, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of quiet time to listen to your breath. about 2 minutes right there. If you want to stay a little longer on this side, you sure can. Otherwise, wherever you're at, release, switch it out. Perfect time right here at the end of your practice when your body feels really soft and your brain is kind of finally slowed down. You can enjoy that stillness. It's a perfect time to just kind of take some mental inventory of how you want your day to go, what your intentions are. Not necessarily multitasking or drawing yourself out of the present, but just saying to yourself, maybe I'm going to just really focus on kindness, compassion, or patience today, right? Just like you're being kind, compassionate, patient with yourself right now, perhaps try to cultivate that into how you want to go about your day, how you want to treat the people that you meet. So you're going to give this side another few breaths, however long it takes you to feel like you've evened things out in your body. Those of you who are in the upward facing pigeon, no need to rush, but when you release that, maybe get one more little down dog in, and then you can just join us on our backs. And we'll pretty much finish the exact same way we started. With both knees in for a squeeze, just a moment there. And a little spinal twist, knees to the right. Notice the difference between this one and the first one. Get creative with your arms and legs if there's something a little bit more expressive you want to do here. ready for the other side. Slowly roll it through to the left. Making any shapes you'd like here. Adding a little something extra for the arms, the legs. And then when everything feels pretty darn good, try to keep it simple here at the end today. I'm just going to challenge you to not feel like you have a whole bunch of more stuff you have to do, because that's true in life way too often. So when you're done with that twist, see if you can just let it be okay, wiggle around a little bit, get into a nice comfortable shape, and then just go right into Shavasana. And as always, please stay here and rest for as long as you can, for as long as you'd like. I'm going to jump right back in and rest in my Shavasana, and I hope you do too. Thank you for coming on. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for the donations if you're making them. Have a great Tuesday.